No one can hear Matt, right? Whenever this happens, I always. Yeah, Matt,
Sorry
you
about
got
that.
rugged. I never know if it's me or like somebody else. Wait, you can hear Matt? Matt gone, Rizzle loud and clear. Yes. Sandy can hear Matt somehow. Okay. As you all know, we have audio problems that we have to fight through every week, even though we never change our settings and we do the same thing every single week in and week out. It never fails to get rugged by Discord or, something like that. So, yes, death to audio problems. Um, so I'll just ramble on. I got like my intro and everything, and if Matt figures it out, we will let him back on. Not even letting you. We didn't. No one whacked Matt, did they? Matt's like unwhackable. No, he's not whacked. Okay. So anyway, I teed most of this up. We're gonna do an awesome thing. It's gonna be fun. I need everyone to hop into Monaverse. What's up? Mona Matt is in the house. We got multiple Matts spinning at the same time here. Hop into Monaverse. We're gonna try this thing. We're gonna try a cult ritual later. It might break everything. Either way, no matter what happens, it's gonna be hilarious. Brookhawk has been generous enough to donate a lot of money tribute NFTs to sorry, Sandy, if you're in Monaverse simultaneously, you probably just want to mute the tab. That's going to be the easiest way to do this, since we're just going to route all the audio through Discord. So if you're in Monaverse, just mute the tab. Yeah. And just pretend that's not happening right now. So we're going to do a thing. So if you can hop into Monaverse, if you want to change into, take it easy, into a new avatar, or if you're naked, I queued up some avatars just for people to play around with. We're going to hear from some guest speakers talking about .vrm and interoperable avatars. But in the meantime, if you want to get dressed and you're in world, if you see the avatar button at the bottom and you click on it, there will be another button that says import.vrm. If you check the pinned messages in Discord here, you'll have a bunch of files to choose from, and you can just grab one of them, drop it in, click load. You know how stuff goes. Sometimes things don't happen correctly the right time around, so sometimes it needs a refresh or whatever. But keep trying. I just got rugged by Mona as well. I got an error or something, but every 30 or 60 minutes or so, it seems to refresh with a lot of people there. So before we do the ritual, everyone's gonna do like a solid refresh, because Paradox is gonna try and film this ritual. It's not gonna be very long, from like multiple angles. We'll get a lot of money tribute NFT by signing the guest book at the end of the ritual. Again, courtesy of Brookhawk. And we're gonna take a tour of this parcel. But one thing that I noticed coincidentally, I didn't even plan this, is that if you look up in the rafters, Neon Glitch has a lot of money up there in the rafters, sort of like waving at us. And I don't know if he's throwing some money. A lot of details got added today. But coincidentally, without me even knowing this, we orchestrated this a lot of money tribute giveaway courtesy of Brookhawk. So it's awesome that we ended up in an appropriate place to do this giveaway with y'all. So make sure you're in world to do the thing. Eclectic and I will give a tour. First, we're going to hear from Fractilians, who many of you already know. She's an OG builder within the space and is going to talk about, I believe, her intro to building .vrm avatars course that she's setting up, amongst a couple other things. We got Mona Matt here, not to be confused with WIP Matt, and possibly Memory to talk about the .vrm Builders Challenge that Monaverse has got going on, that has a lot of pretty good prizes, to be honest with you. So if you build avatars, if you want to build avatars, if you don't care about any of that and just want to turn into a watermelon, we got all of that stuff for you. Eclectic and I, after his set, shout out to Eclectic, who's always chopping it up. We're going to lead a strange tour of the temple here, built by Neon Glitch. We're going to talk a little bit about the cult of CryptoArt, talk a little bit maybe about his drop. Eclectic just crushed his own. People should give a shout out to Eclectic. He dropped his first custom contract drop on Manifold. It was an open-ended drop, and he sold something like 1,400 editions or 1,500 editions over the course of 2 hours or something, some sort of like stupid metric that like anyone in the world should be proud of. So shout out to Eclectic, who's here, crushing the set, giving tours, and hanging out with us today. And let's see, I think I got in all caps. We've got to refresh before the cult ritual. Paradox is like in my ear. He's like, make sure we do this thing properly, so that he can get the video synced up or whatever. I don't know. I also told Dragonate to queue up some cult music, so it will be fun. And I told him to pick whatever he wants without even telling me. So when we do the ritual, Dragonate's going to queue up some cult music, and this will be interesting. We all get to find out together like what kind of cult this actually is in Dragonate's head, and like judge him based on the cult music that we told him to pick out, or that he picked out on his own or whatever. So it's gonna be funny. We might break everything. It's gonna be fun no matter what. If you're having difficulties with Monaverse, just hit a refresh. Make sure you mute the tab. You might need to remute the tab after you hit a refresh. But we're routing all Discord or all audio through Discord for the sake of simplicity today. So mute everything else you got going on. Shout out to Easy's grandma who's in the house. I know he is made it into a place with solid Wi-Fi and is chilling with grandma tonight. Dragonate's mom is in the house, so all the moms, grandmas, all the family is invited. Big shout out. It's a family affair, right? Big shout out to the crew who puts this together and pulls this off with us week in and week out. Danny Meows, it's Caroline Duh, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brokealk the Chef. Hello, Dragonate's mom. All of our people do awesome things and are really smart and brilliant, and you should follow them and hang out with them when you're not hanging out here with us. Yes, the power of girls. So is Matt still rugged? Is WIP Matt still rugged? Does he want to chime in and say anything?
The only thing I want to chime in and say, thankfully I'm not rugged anymore, number one. But on that last note, WIP crew is amazing, and we just released our most recent episode that we recorded with the very first videographer of the Metaverse, Paradox himself. So as he's filming tonight's amazing spell or whatever we're about to get into in this cult crypto art temple, afterwards, make sure you listen to the show with Paradox. It's amazing. And yeah, we can probably kick things off. I don't know who we're going to have speak first, Matt from Monaverse or Fractilians?
I think we're going to start it off with Fractilians, as long as she is in the house and can navigate the audio. I should let the speakers know that the shot clock is in effect, so around the 5-minute mark, you might hear Samuel L. Jackson start cursing at you, and that is your cue to sort of tie it up, and then we'll kick it over to Show for some questions and answers. So Fractilians, yes, thank you. So if you want to take it away, take it away.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't sure if our friend Memory had showed up. I was trying to scroll through, and I just want to say thank you and hello to everybody, and stoked to be here. And yeah, I'm a new member of our Monaverse team, old school builder from back in the day, and here to chat a little bit about the awesome VRM avatar challenge that's going on right now. And let me drop a link here. I was given some info from. Oh, hey guys, I'm here. Oh, I just got a message from Memory saying he's here, but he can't talk. Okay. So I'm going to do what he was going to do, and I'm going to just share with you guys a little bit about the build challenge.
Fractilians, just so you know, we got Matt, Mona Matt in the house who can talk about the build challenge. So if you want to do your piece, you're free from having to worry about the build challenge.
Oh, wicked. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I can share a little bit about if you're interested in joining the challenge as a builder and community member. That's kind of like what I would like to say. I just actually did my first ever Monaverse workshop on sketching out VRMs in Gravity Sketch, so VR stuff. So I totally encourage anybody here, if you have any questions, reach out to me in Mona or Fractilian7 on Twitter, and I'm here to help all the newbies with any questions and help in that way. And I'm trying to actually load the space, and for some reason it's not loading for me. Is it already loading up for everybody else, the one that's linked in the event, or?
Actually, now that you pointed it out, I realize my screen is frozen, so I'm going to try and hit a refresh. But it looks like I don't know. Did we break it? If we broke it,
I think
I
you
would be
might have,
so
because I was like
happy.
trying to get on. I've been trying to get on for the last like 15 minutes, and I'm like, where is everybody? Maybe I missed something. And like, because we just ended the workshop I did just ended not that long ago, and then I'm like, where is Rizzo? Okay, he's somewhere else. He's at me. He's yeah. So I have this Discord for a long time on here, and so I wasn't sure if it was happening here or on Rhoda, but yeah,
Yes.
and I
So we're
just
routing all the audio through Discord here. I'm sorry, Fractilians. We're routing all the audio through Discord, trying to hop in Mona. But I think a lot of people would be interested in the workshop that you did, and I would be as well. I would be interested in like learning about how to create my own avatar. So can you talk a little bit about your workshop and like what that entails and how much or little you need to know to do something like that?
well, the great thing is we have three different people creating content for all the different types of learners. There's the Matt Empire, which is really amazing, thorough workshops. There's Memory, who's doing really cool workshops. He's about to start doing stuff more Blender based. And what the workshop I did earlier today was kind of like ideation workshop, creativity workshop, and I created like a 9-page document of these crazy ideas. And so I shared like this document so people can have entry points of like, what am I going to do? Because a lot of times you go in there like, I don't know what to do. So we began the workshop with like 20 minutes of that. And then I showed everybody how to actually import that into Gravity Sketch, which to me is such a wonderful place because it's a total sketch medium. Like I love paper and pencil. And to me, Gravity Sketch is the closest to that. And it's a really fun place to just iterate and explore. And I'm going to definitely continue doing workshops along creativity and ideation, just like building out your story of your character, because that to me is where it gets really super fun and exciting to see what world this character lives in. And I picked for that workshop I just did, I actually did the meme avatar theme, and I did this whole thing and I made shitcoin. So I played around with all these like ideas of what shitcoin would look like as an avatar and explored that and showcased different tools within Gravity Sketch. So yeah, I definitely encourage. We're hopefully figure out where that video will live. I just been editing it now, and yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I again began the journey in Mona about a year ago as I never played with 3D modeling tools. I dove into Gravity Sketch, Unity, and Blender. So I'm here again to help others who are brand new. And I super encourage everybody to get in there, even if you don't know what the hell's going on. If you start just slowly, oh, go ahead. Oh, did somebody speak up, or is that? I no. All I have to say is like
That was a hot mic. We'll whack them.
No, all I have to say is like, even if you know nothing, I'm like the point person to like come to me, and I can help guide you down the path that I took, and all the amazing tutorials we have available and workshops lined up for people in the community wanting to just start their journey. And I think VRMs are excellent because there's a lot of really fun tools to know little tidbits, and you can do a lot. And from there, you can like jump into world building. So it's a really fun entry point into this world of Monaverse and avatar creation. So yeah, I don't know if you have any other questions for me, but
TikTok, motherfucker.
There is Samuel to remind you of the time. No, this is cool. Before we pass the mic to Show, I had a question. So for folks that may have been like hanging around other virtual worlds for a while, may have like an avatar, like for example in CryptoVoxels that they identify with, like what's the process, or is there a process for them to turn their CryptoVoxels avatar into a VRM avatar that they can import in between worlds in a simple way?
Yeah, I think we were exploring like there's I love interop stuff, and I'm no more new myself into Avatar, but you can, depending on the format that you export it in, you can import it into Blender, and there's now some really cool Blender add-ons that make that process easy to actually like, you can either recreate it or you can possibly use the new Blender add-on to attach it to those bones within that system and export that and create the VRM from there. I think that'll be a great like actual exercise, a great workshop. I'd love to do something like that.
Cool. If anyone in the audience is able to do that, like for me or maybe others, like I'll pay for that, like for that service. I definitely.
Oh, you know what's fun? Yeah, definitely. Like if you I mean, again, Crystal Boxes, I've played around and I've like helped like host events and stuff, and like, but I've never actually exported my actual avatar from there. So maybe I bet you have somebody in the community who's like, hell yeah, you can totally do it. And again, depending on the format, or just try and I'll do some research and then DM me, and then we'll see if we can use you as a guinea pig, and we'll try to do that.
Always down to be the guinea pig.
Awesome.
So with that, I'll pass the mic to our dude show, who'll hit you with some more questions.
Cool, great question, love it. What's
Hey, what's going on?
going on?
Okay, for those people in the audience that don't know, what is a VRM and what does it represent, or what does it stand for?
Oh man, I think Matt, do you want to go into the specifics of that if you're on here? Oh, is he? Did he disappear? He's the more technical. It's basically, well, it's a file format for the humanoid avatar. I mean, I'm definitely like not saying specifically the details of it, but you can use that file format in different places to import that particular avatar. But I have, let me see. I have a bunch of resources that I don't know if I'm sure you guys all know who Yin is. He's like a Metaverse interrup. Awesome. One of my go-to places where I learn everything. And I can definitely share some of the links he has. He has an amazing collection of GitHub repositories all about this. So I'm kind of like you guys when it comes to avatars specifically. I'm a newer creator when it comes to that. Been building more worlds, but I'll share some of the links from where I go to learn about the specifics of that, and hopefully that can help answer your question in a better way than I can.
Sure, we also have a question from Hidden Forces. He would like to know, how much data does Mona use in a typical build? I'm not sure if that question's for... Okay, sorry. Well,
How many poly count, you're saying? Like what's the limit of the poly count limit?
sure.
Well, I know that they recommend keeping it to 100,000, but when I started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I know I had over 1 million, and it still ran. But ideally, if you keep it to that 100 poly limit, it's going to function better and smoother. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. And I'm all about watching a lot of like low poly modeling tutorials. It really makes you think about modeling in a whole new light. But yeah, that's definitely like, I believe it's still that, and that's the last time I was reading up in the docs. It's about 100,000 recommended, but you can go over it. It's like I've also built in Decentraland a lot, so it's definitely a lot more flexible than the poly limits that certain builds have within there. But yeah, like I know from experience, my builds are totally crazy high poly, but I've learned over the last year how to like, okay, how do I make this a little bit lower poly? Because you want it to run smooth. You don't want your avatars to like everything to crash or not run smoothly.
Cool. And well, I know we did want to get Matt from Mona up. I know he didn't unmute when you called him out.
Oh, okay.
I was do that.
And I'm sure he can answer the question of the VRM in a better way. I know it's.
Yeah, and if Matt's not here, I mean, I see Justin in the crowd. What up, Justin? I'm sure he could be a great fill-in. You know, CEO maybe would work.
He's
all.
Brilliant.
What up? Like,
What up, Justin?
There we go. Cool. So, like, I don't know whoever wants to go next. Like, whoever wants to take the mic, take it away, and yeah, school us.
Take it away, Matt. I dropped a link to our VRM documentation for anyone who wants to learn more, but go for it, Matt.
Yeah, dive on in there. A lot of great questions kind of around the format and the kind of the possibilities of this. In terms of the technical specifications, we kind of list out kind of what the recommended for the Mona platform as well as kind of VR platform. Is the great thing about kind of VRM is you can use this kind of across the metaverse in a lot of different kind of platforms and different ways to kind of enter these worlds. It's a huge unlock for creators, and we're really excited to get this out to the community, the incredible builder community at Mona, to allow them to kind of create freely and enter into these worlds that they've created in new ways, in the ways they want. Mona, we're here to empower the creators. We love the builders, the hackers, and want to put them at the forefront of these worlds and make it as open as possible. And so this allows you to kind of enter it in new ways. It's a huge unlock. The file format is really designed for creators to build the avatars in a way that they see fit. It can kind of be just about anything from like super photorealistic humanoid creatures to we saw like neon in a grocery shopping cart. They're super powerful. And we're really excited with the VRM challenge to bring this opportunity for the creator community at Mona to dive on in and spur the creation and use of this incredible file format, VRM. And as Fractilians was talking about with that challenge, it's just from our perspective, the largest custom avatar build challenge out there. You can design it for use across the metaverse. Tons of great prizes. $10,000 up in prizes from different avatar categories, from fashion to AI to like your favorite PFP collection. Some crazy bonus prizes that we announced as well, and a great jury there. But most importantly is the kind of support network within Mona of like, if you're a new builder, like Fractilians dove in and started world building there with Mona, and the same with VRM creation. Come on in if you've never built before, if you've never used some of these 3D creation tools, dive on in and we'll help you kind of get started building. But really excited to see what is kind of created here, and a lot of cool ones in the space today.
Amazing. I know we're stuck on the Monaverse theme, so I know we have all the opportunity to talk about Monaverse. We can ask more questions. I don't know if anyone wants to add more color from the Monaverse team. So yeah, Justin, I don't know if you want to hop in at this point or if we want to go to some more questions, but do whatever you think is best. Really want to help Monaverse shine.
Love that. Yeah, no, I think Matt covered everything really, really well. And we're just really, just to reiterate, so pumped to see all the VRMs that people are making. And I think it was, I think Rizzle actually posted a Twitter poll recently saying, what would you rather see? A really dapper humanoid avatar or a dapper piece of fruit? And Rizzle, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the piece of fruit won. So I think that's one of the most exciting things about about the VRM format is that you're not restricted as a creator to a humanoid avatar, which are great, but you could be a White Claw can like I am right now, running around this incredible space. Shout out Neon Glitch, not just for the space, but also for my White Claw VRM avatar. So it's a really great opportunity for creators to just go wild, let your imagination run free, and imagine, how you would like your identity to be represented inside of the metaverse. So really pumped for this and pumped for the VRM challenge. So yeah, thanks for highlighting it here today, everyone.
Cool. Rizzle, like what's the deal with the spell or like this cult-like experience that we need to like refresh in Monaverse to take part in? How do you want to run this part?
Yeah, actually, so someone was that Dragonate who needs to get whacked. Whack. I'm gonna whack you, Dragonate. You can always unwhack yourself. Oh, I saw your thing light up. Sorry, man. Well, you'll have to unwhack yourself. Actually, Eclectic and I, we're going to give a tour of this. This is Neon Glitch's build, who is also in the house. You can see like dancing Basilius coins on the wall and everything. There's like a lot of really cool details and a lot of tributes to OGs within the space here. So unless you're rugged by the plot right now, you shouldn't need to refresh. But if Eclectic wants to hop on the mic, it would. This is actually really cool because I've done like a billion things with Eclectic, and we talk a decent amount, but I don't think I've ever actually done like a thing with him where we've just like gotten on the mic together and walked around and stuff. So, but he is more familiar with the cult who is hosting us today, which I'm very appreciative for, and knows a significant amount about this build. So I would love to welcome Eclectic Method. What am I doing? I feel like I'm at like a rave or something. I would like to welcome Eclectic Method onto the dance floor to give us a tour and show us around. And I would love to banter with you because this place is dope.
Yo, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, man.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Yeah. So thanks everyone for coming. Basically, like, I'll do a quick background story on the cult. Ages ago, me, a lot of money, and Xcopy started this thing called Cult News, which was just a bit of experiment. We were trying to do like the news of CryptoArt done in a remixy, artistic way. Xcopy and a lot of money made like hosts for the Cult News, and this is all like based off Xcopy's idea.
Eclectic, super sorry to interrupt. Rizzle rugged you. Your microphone is very, very low. I don't know if you can get closer or turn up the settings or something like that. Sorry about that.
Give me a second.
It definitely was me.
Another Rizzle rug.
Oh, now Eclectic just muted himself. We like completely scared him off. I knew this was too good to be true. It's been years. We've been doing stuff together, and I was like, no way. It's finally happening. And then I could hear him, but I like cranked up the audio on my thing. But I was just gonna ride it out.
Let me try now. Is that any better?
No.
Is that any better?
It is? Oh, it is very easy. Okay.
It's
Better.
Rugs, Rizzle. Yeah, take it away, Eclectic. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Yeah. So long story short, cult comes from an idea of Xcopy of like this positive cult where we're all part of a cult, and it's not a negative cult. We're not like taking drugs and having sex and stuff. And basically, the cult doesn't sell anything. When we did the NFT boxes, I made a piece that was like the cult meditation tape. It was like a trance-inducing tape to get you into the cult. And then later on, Vector Meldrew suggested that as a collaboration, we do a follow-up to that. It was called the meditation cult tape. And then Basilius saw that and like picked up on the cult and was like, look, let's turn the cult into more of a community. And then like he commissioned this temple from Neon Glitch. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about Neon Glitch now. He's just an amazing artist, programmer. He designs games. He's a coder. He's a modeler. He's making this VRM I'm wearing of Xcopy's Bankster. He's made the Summer VRM you've probably seen up in the rafters. You can see Summer, a lot of money, all this kind of stuff. So he's making VRMs. He's making all this space, and yeah, he's just like my favorite artist at the moment. And yeah, so should we start talking around the space and what it is that you're actually in?
Yeah, man, I would love that. There's a lot of like really interesting rooms. I've been in here a few times myself, just like wandering around because I feel like it's one of the cooler spots in Monaverse, and I've been trying to check out places. But there's a lot of like really interesting rooms that I would love to hear the backstory on. If you know any of the backstories, you know, we don't have to go through like every single one by one, but there's just so many details, man, that if you have any light to shed on any of this stuff, I think it's all really dope.
Yeah, totally. So this is like the third iteration of the temple, and so the temple's ever evolving. When you first come in, there's like the synth floor, which changes and sounds. You can run around on it with your mates. The wall in there is like the video noise that's created. It scrolls between Sarah Zucker's noise, Xcopy's noise, and stuff that I've made. And so that's like the entrance to the temple where you first get brought in, and then you come into the main chamber where you can see the Basilius coins that are dancing on the in the side of the wall. And then yeah, there's like I think 8 chambers, and each of them is dedicated to an artist, and then there are 2 chambers that cover a bunch of artists. So the first one on the right is my chamber with Vector Meldrew. And in there it has the cult meditation tape, which is kind of like the genesis of this idea of us all having a trancey cult. And in here is like Neon Glitch's first build of video triggers, where if you stand on the ground, it will start playing a video clip. And at the moment, it just turns that clip on and off. But Neon Glitch is working on this other space where it will have the ability to turn on loads of video clips, so you can jam with your friends, have like 16 video clips, have interactive audio visual stuff that you can play. So instead of just coming to an event and listening to the music, you'll be able to interact and create the music yourselves. Stuff like a giant drum machine bouncy castle, so as you jump on it with your mates, you make a drum beat, that kind of stuff. So this is like the first, this room is the first like test of all this kind of audio visual idea stuff. And then the second room on the right, I'm walking into now, this is the dedication to a lot of money that has a bunch of his pieces in, and you can see there's a little computer on the wall that has the Crypto Voxels Hotel that a lot of money built for Basilius, and that's like a dedication to the history of the metaverse, because I'm sure a lot of you know a lot of money was like instrumental in the early days of creating wearables and vehicles and avatars and cryptovoxels and the metaverse. And you know, even before NFTs were NFTs, a lot of money was working with people involved in Bitcoin and crypto and just doing all types of art. Yeah, so this is a lot of money, and a lot of money is considered a saint of the cult, and we celebrate his birthday every year as a lot of money day. Okay, so then the third room on the right is the
Dude, when is a lot of money day? A lot of money was also a big fan of the WIP. Honored to do this giveaway with Brokaw today. He actually like donated a bunch of art for a fundraiser we did for to give away food to homeless people, and always supported us. And so whenever that happens, man, I would love to support. When is that?
every March 5th is a lot of money day, and we'll be celebrating it in the temple every year with a party. Yeah, and we had a big party to celebrate last year. This year, Jesus Christ, feels like last year. Yeah, so there's this next room along the Trevor Jones room. Obviously, like a really important character, the history of CryptoArt, the cult, and a lot of money as well. This is great work from Neon Glitch 86, made to look like a classic church where you go in to worship Trevor's piece. Yeah, this is the worship room. This is where all the serious worshipping at the moment. At the moment, you can see a wrecked guy is dead on the ground or dead drunk. So yeah, the temple's ever changing. So sometimes he's wrecked somewhere else. Today he's wrecked here. Coming out past the big jumpy dance floor. And the last room on this side is Carlos Marcial. And Neon Glitch has tried to rebuild his piece, or has successfully rebuilt his piece in 3D here. So you actually walk through the piece to get to the piece, and it's one of Carlos Marcial's classic infinite tunnel pieces. It's a tunnel to a tunnel. Okay, now I'm going to go to a room totally opposite that one, which is, I think, Sarah's room. Yeah, Sarah Zucker. So I'm sure you guys know Sarah Zucker won Jeopardy. So this is
I forgot about that, man. Somehow I never made that connection, even though I've seen that. I would also just like to interject and say you're a wonderful tour guide, man. It's not something that we've learned that is an innate skill to everybody, but this is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. No, I mean, it's easy to do a tour guide of this. This space is amazing. As I said, Neon Glitch. You should check out the bar he did for Xcopy as well. His space, the sci-fi city. So much. Anyway, yeah, Sarah Zucker, amazing. Love her VHS classic noise. There's a bunch of it on the outside too, and as I said, on the main entrance when you come in, it's a bit of Sarah's noise interspersing. The next room is a collection of loads of artists. Yeah, people like Jean Doe. Is in here. Sorry. Yeah, Angie Taylor pieces. Here's Arthur's piece. This room's been through a few changes since we opened it. It's kind of like a dance floor vibe in here. Yeah, these two rooms, this one and the next one, if you come past the flaming Lamborghini to the next room, see more pieces in here. Is Griff, Mr. Ritchie, Paul Reed, Minotaur Man. These are all pieces owned by Basilius and like artists relevant to the cult. Yeah, I love the influences piece. This is awesome. And then finally, let's drag it on too long, is Xcopy room. If you guys know, the cult, the CryptoArt logo is designed by Xcopy CCO. Anyone can take it and do what they want with it. And like right now, all of Xcopy's work is CCO, but at the time he hadn't made all his pieces CCO, and he made the cult CryptoArt logo. So the cult doesn't sell anything. There's no DIO. There's no like big project or master plan. But some people like can use the logo and make NFTs with it. So you'll see them out there. In here is like a few of Xcopy's pieces and the Xcopy Coldy collab distro. Nice. So yeah, I mean, that's at the moment we got a live stream that's kind of like playing in here, but hopefully very soon we're going to have video live streaming, and then we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in the temple, and the kind of stuff we can come along and jam along with us and play instruments and play along with the set. Yeah, and that concludes our guide of the temple.
Yo, that was great, man. We're sort of like on a different type of format this week. We can pass the mic over to Sho. I don't know if there are any questions from the audience. I'll let Sho relay that back to me, and if not, we can kick it on to the next portion of the event.
Yeah, just one. What would you say is your favorite memory of a lot of money?
Oh man, chatting with him is laugh. Working with him, chucking ideas back and forth.
Thank you, man. Like I said, man, you're an excellent tour guide. This is sort of crazy how this all worked out, man. I'm not even gonna lie. When I like was on the dance floor, you know, and we were sort of putting this together, we're giving away the A Lot of Money tribute piece, and like coincidentally, I looked up and he's like, you know, throwing down money like up there in the rafters. It's like hard to not like, you know, like it was said earlier, he's just a big influence and you know, just irreplaceable within the space. So it's awesome to have this whole tour and thing like all wrapped up in like a completely impromptu, like A Lot of Money tribute type of thing. Yes, them in the rafters is great, but spooky. It is great. It is great, but like a little bit spooky. But that did sort of like, I don't know. I like it. I like that he's sort of like looking down on us. Wait, hang on, Paradox. What are you saying here? Should we get a photo time in before the next stage? Sure. You want to get a dance floor photo on, and then we'll get on. The ritual is not going to take long, y'all. So now is the time. If you're ever going to hop in World, hop in now. Let's kick it over to Paradox. We'll do his theme song. We could take a photo, and then I will instruct everyone as to how to complete the ritual. And it's gonna be so dumb. It's gonna be so funny. So just hang out and bear with us. And yes, ritual instantly after. Paradox theme song. Everyone hop in. We'll let Paradox direct us in whatever way he wants to. Ritual after will only take a couple minutes. Everyone who signs the guest book and completes the ritual will get the A Lot of Money tribute piece, courtesy of Brookhawk. And then if we are done herding cats at that point, we'll kick it right on over to Show for the Afties. Does that sound all right? Did I kill enough time for people to load into Monaverse? I'm going to drop the link one more time. And then as long as that sounds good to everybody else, we can cue up Paradox's song and we'll let him do his thing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. How am I sounding? Excellent. All right, Dragon 8.
I thought that was the song.
No. Maybe it is. Dragon 8, whenever you're ready.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Okay, excellent. Right, so if you've not been listening, I am the Paradox. There's a lot going on this week. If you've not been to Mona before, welcome to Mona. Alrighty, so there is going to be a ceremony, and I am going to be attempting, I will say, to film that with 3 different angles and kind of doing it like a live edit type thing, just to kind of play with some video. And Rizzle's probably going to kick that out sometime next week. Gonna have a little bit of fun with that. But let's keep to the standard plan first of the WIP video. So I'm thinking this week, because we're in such an amazing space, I figure we could actually get a little bit of decent footage we've not really done before. So I'm thinking, am I excellent? So I have got my Paradox name above me. So I'm thinking we've got a dance floor, right? Then you can't really dance in Mona yet. I'm hoping that'll come soon. But let's get some footage. I'll click start recording now. And I'm thinking everyone jump. Start some pogoing. See how that looks. Alrighty. Dragon 8, you may as well start some music. I'll cut in for the next thing. But until then, keep jumping. Go. I'm just getting one more shot. Beautiful. Okay, pause music for a second, Dragon 8. Okay, right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get everybody to come over to the, where we started, where you load into the space. Because we have this awesome floor, and I want to get some footage of everybody running on it. So pretty much go crazy, do your thing, and let's see how this looks. Dragon 8, cue the music again, please, sir. Right, one more shot. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, I think that's it for this shot. And thank you, Dragon 8. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're all going to gather at the very far end, right near the fire pit, please. And we're just going to get the standard group photo. So, everybody to the other side, please. I tell you what, Mona is performing admirably. It's a very well optimized space, but this is beautiful. Perfect example of how things should go. I may have just jinxed it. All right, okay, cool. So, everybody get in place. Are there any more stragglers? Okay, I think that's everyone we're going to get. So we can't throw up emojis, but you can do the pogo if you want to. Dragon 8, cue the music. Let's take a group photo. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Dragonate. Also, just a quick side note, I totally lied. You can dance in Mona, of course you can. I even made a promo video about it. I don't know how I forgot that. On your keyboard, if you press the Z key, the X key, or the C key, you can do some kind of dancing and stuff. So yeah, there's that. All right, okay, so final notes from me is, firstly, thank you. The last thing generally then is to say, oh, okay. So every week I edit these videos together and I send them out on Rizzle's Twitter. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, there'll be a couple of videos this week. Should be fun. Thanks for doing that. I'm going to pass back to Rizzle and we're going to do all the things. Cheers, guys. See you next week.
Okay. So I think, Dragon, you can cut the music for the second. Man, I appreciate it. So we're gonna do like an abridged version of this for in the essence of time, and also it's not really that complicated anyway to necessitate a refresh. And I know people are still trying to load in, so we're gonna just line up at the very beginning here. It's gonna be super simple, but we're gonna get in the line so Paradox can get some nice shots. I will lead the line since I know where I'm going. So come over here by the tiles, everybody. If you hit tab, it'll pop you right back to the beginning too. That's like the easy way. And then we're just going to get in a line over here. I'm in the front. I'm the avocado. Come over here. Woo. Or I can come back there if that's easier. Okay. I'll gather the herd back here. And we are going to process to the fire. You have to like walk behind me so Paradox can like capture it slowly. I'll give everyone a chance to load in. I'll drop a link. Oh shit, that's not the link. Someone drop a link please to Monaverse. And I would just like to say, while I'm giving everyone a chance to get to the beginning here, so let's try and do this like single file, like proper cult, like as best as we can. And we'll just like walk slowly to the fire. When we get to the fire actually has the link to the guest list in it. So when you get to the fire, just click on the fire, sign the guest list, drop your Tezos address in there so you can get the a lot of money giveaway. I realize Monaverse isn't cooperating for everybody or doesn't on everybody's setup right now. So if you've been here and been hanging out this whole time and aren't able to access the guest book for whatever reason, just slide on into my DMs and we'll make sure you get all the things and everything. But I would also like to say that Dragonade being given the liberty to choose whatever type of cult music that he felt most appropriate, I knew he was gonna choose some like creepy dragons gonna like eat your face in some type of dungeon cult music. I would have chosen like some type of Looney Tunes or Teletubby type of stuff. So, but this is why it's fun to like let people do their thing. So let's see. I got a grip of people behind me. The avatar is my avocado is gonna start walking slowly to the fire. Everyone, follow me slowly. Dragonate, if you cue like a minute worth of cult music, we will walk to the guest list and process slowly. A little choppy, but it's all right. Oh no, I meant to turn around to see everyone following me, and now I moved up the line. We have to walk through the sea of dance floor of people who aren't totally paying attention or are wondering what's going on. And then this is going to be the best part. Sign the guest book in the fire. And then... Excellent music, Dragonate. You could actually cut it now. Or maybe turn it down like a little bit. Beautiful, man. So when you're done signing the guest book, if you've been messing around with the .vrms, we're going to try this thing. It might, if we haven't broken Monaverse completely yet, we might now. If you click on Avatar at the bottom and you click on Import VRM and you copy the link that I just pasted, it should, in Discord, it should turn all of us into gigantic avocados for completing the ritual, like 8-story tall avocados or like 80 feet tall avocados or something like that. So it might take a refresh. I'm gonna give mine a shot. Oh no, I'm a giant avocado. Oh, I see a bunch. Yes, the ritual is working. Oh, I see your fucking avocado legs. Oh my god, this is hilarious. So I don't even know. I can take suggestions from the cult. This is actually like as far as I got with the ritual. I don't even know what we do as like a bunch of giant avocados. Seems like, I don't know, maybe at least take a group shot. Matt, what do we do? Are you an avocado? All I see are legs.
Are we able to change into avocados?
Yeah. Yes, click avatar at the very bottom of the screen when you're in Monaverse, and then click import VRM, and if you copy and paste this file that I just dropped in Discord and hit load, it should turn you right into a gigantic avocado. It looks like there's at least, I count at least 24 legs, so it's working for... Oh, I see you, Matt. I'm stepping on your head, actually. Here you go. I'm gonna dance over you. So, yes, you're a giant, Melanie. Let us dance as avocados. Yes, everyone hop in, dance as avocados. Let Paradox get a group shot. For real, in all honesty, though, make sure everybody signs the guest list. It is in the Fire, actually in the Fire hyperlink right now. If you can't get it for some reason, make sure you hit me up so you can get the a lot of money tribute NFT, and that's it. Ritual is complete. You are a bunch of giant avocados. If you're interested in building an avatar, hit up Fractilians. If you are interested in participating in the avatar building contest, we got the link somewhere around here. I'll drop that, or someone will, or hit up me or Matt or Justin from Monaverse. Shout out to Eclectic for, he didn't even say anything about his drop, but he crushed it yesterday or 2 days ago or whenever that was, and is an excellent tour guide. Shout out to the WIP crew for doing their thing, as always. I can't even, these like giant avocados with this like creepy cult music in the background. Like, what are we even doing here? This is like the weirdest thing. Yeah, crank it up, Dragonate. Thanks for dropping the links to the challenge, easy. Someone end the madness. Matt, bring some sanity back into this here and pass it over to Show for the Afties, man.
Man, I don't think there's any coming back. Like, we're all avocados. This music is making me feel like I'm in a movie, ready to like leap off a cliff. I think we just get more crazy and turn up the volume and pass everything over to Show. I mean, I feel like that's the point of the show that we're at.
Show, save us. Someone just bring in Show's theme song.
Wait, is this thing on? Yeah! Yeah!
It's time for the FTs!
Hot takes! Opinions! Thoughts! Let's go! It seems like they brought Costa Rica to the Monaverse and everybody drank the Kool-Aid. Everybody's on a euthanasia trip. Everyone watched the movie Midsommar. And they started freaking out. Hey, do me a favor. Please mute your microphone. Actually, no, better yet, I'll just do it for you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Adjust your speakers. Adjust your sound settings. If you're brand new, if you have no idea what's about to happen. And again, please mute your microphone. Don't unmute. Thank you. You'll have more than enough time to unmute and speak right after all the stuff that I have to say. Because WIP fam, WIP fam. You dowing good? I mean, you know, I'm dowing a little this, dowing a little that. And frankly speaking, I'm on high fucking alert. I'm on high fucking alert. The US government has declared war on crypto. Just like it sounds like what Dragonate was just playing. That's what it sounds like. Or better yet, that's how my nerves feel. You know, but this war, it doesn't involve weapons or soldiers unless you count the thousands of IRS agents with a license to use deadly force against people who are being audited. Apparently, that's going to be happening in a year or two. It's kind of a Cold War, like the 80s, but it's not it's not like a Cold War, you know, because they're so lukewarm with their accusations and attacks. It's like jacuzzi water. It's not a crypto winter Cold War. It's a crypto winter lukewarm jacuzzi water war. And they want to hold your head under it and drown you in all of the gross stuff floating from their bodies. This is stuff that's been attached to the US government's bodies ever since 1776. The SEC has been firing all kinds of shots into the water. The Federal Reserve is into taking sips of the water and gargling all the juices, then giving you a written assessment of what the water tastes like. But the worst culprit right now is the CFTC. The CFTC was supposed to be the average crypto user's hope, to the point where they created some kind of like office for retail investors that's supposed to be the voice of the people. Their leader, Carolyn Pham, or Christine Pham, is one of those. It's some name with a C. She was getting points from DJs and Moon Boys, Moon Girls for visiting the offices of Ripple and seeming to be more in tune with the happenings of the crypto space. But then last week, literally right after the WIP was done, it was breaking fucking news. The CFTC filed a federal civil enforcement action against members of OOKIDAO over digital asset trading violations for selling unregistered securities. Digital asset trading violations for selling unregistered securities, a DAO. I know many people left the voice channel, but for those that are here, hey, you're getting the alpha. Those people are going to be fucking stuck in the jacuzzi water. So thank you for sticking around. Trust me, there's more, right? Did you hear what I said, though? They claimed a slew of things. The most prominent thing being that the DAO was an unincorporated entity and that all DAO members with governance tokens were held liable for the lawsuit, even if they just received the governance token as an airdrop. Do I have your attention now? Do you want to hop back in the voice channel now? Shit. Let me paint a picture. The jacuzzi water was fine. It was fine before the US government got inside the tub. Christine Pham, I wrote Carolyn before, but Christine Pham and the CFTC, after listening to the other agencies, got in the tub without showering. Ugh. Or wearing appropriate clothing. Ugh. And started
pressing buttons and turning knobs without knowing the far-reaching effects of fucking with the water. UkiDAO was created by the B0X founders, right? And their community in order to transfer full governance of their platform to the community members. Like, hey, I mean, this is something that we've seen pretty often, right? We've seen this happen. Shapeshift did it last year. So many companies were like, hey, you know what? We're going to give it back to the people because we feel like this is the best thing going forward. Obviously, some were doing it in order to remove liability off of themselves. It was a play to avoid situations, and it was a smart play. But it wasn't like they just did it in order to like shift the blame. They were like, hey, listen, we think that this can operate better. The idea can last longer if we operate as a collective. And it's decentralized. We can make more things happen this way. The CFTC, not fully understanding something that is so commonplace, accused the DAO of still being run by its founders and that the votes from the community members meant nothing. This feels like Gary Gensler. This feels like Janet Yellen. This feels like these motherfuckers are with the FT, some shit. The confusion here is that they're accusing DAO members and any holder of the token of being in control, which is ridiculous. It's decentralized. Do you know how many people have governance tokens that they either A, right, they vote and the vote is for some shit and they lose the vote, right? So some shit gets implemented, right? Are you gonna hold them legally liable? They're like, hey, listen, no, that's not what I voted. I said no to that shit, but the collective voted yes, right? Or B, you have governance tokens that were airdropped to you or sent to you somehow, maybe through a giveaway or some other shit, right? And you don't even vote at all. You didn't even know what the fuck the DAO is about. You didn't even know. You're like, oh, okay, thank you, right? Thank you, I guess. You know, this caused an uproar on crypto Twitter for many reasons. We all know that airdrops from using a platform is one of the most exciting and potentially lucrative opportunities here in the space. But many people get tokens randomly, like I just said, and are actively not a part of governance. By attacking DAOs directly and dismissing the term decentralized autonomous organization as simply an unregistered company with stakeholders expecting a profit from their investment is erroneous. It's wrong. This is a stupid form of thinking. You're trying to attach something like these aren't corporations, but you're saying that they're unincorporated and they're acting like corporations, right? And they're having quarterly staking calls and they're doing this it's an assumption of participation amongst token holders that is incorrect. This is new technology. This is actually a new form of being social with people, right? And to hold it to standards that are literally that have not been updated in almost 90 years is ridiculous. The implications of this lawsuit against UkiDAO, if found guilty and held liable, will decimate the space. Seriously, this time I'm not joking. This affects you and me, right? This form of regulation through aggressive enforcement is like a virus that doesn't go away, a virus within the US government. It's clear. It's a virus of stupidity, for one thing, amongst other things. It's clear that the people who run the country, or many countries around the world, it's not just the US, it's many others, never seem to be able to govern their countries well. It's like, okay, you sign shit and you tell it to the press, okay, and are always heavy-handed and quick to react. Or they are extremely slow in their responses when they have to provide value to something or give some shit back to the people, right? I'm not trying to be socialist or whatever. This is my point. My point is these are just patterns, right? These governments around the world do not understand crypto at all and can't spin narratives quick enough, or better yet, check this out. A former Google CEO exec, Eric Schmidt, said with a fucking smug look on his face that the Ethereum merge shows that crypto is getting its act together. That crypto is getting its act together. What the fuck does that mean? Who are you to say that I'm getting my shit together? This, like, you're insinuating that this space was dirty or unkempt or childlike or raw or wild. You want it to fit inside a nice and neat ball that you can fit into your pocket and then show your friends while having dinner at Nobu or Mr. Chow's or wait, what's that? What's the Salt Bay restaurant? Nusret. They're accusing DAOs of selling unregistered securities and holding airdrop holders or DAO governance token holders as being liable for breaking the law, even when there is no hard-coded law that provides rules currently. This is ridiculous. Every DAO that has been created would suddenly become illegal. Even those who have created LLCs in Wyoming will become illegal. Why? Because there's nothing acknowledging the fact that you registered as an LLC. This is seriously dangerous, especially since many of us have social tokens, right? Or are members of DAOs. Wait till they discover that shit. It's gonna be a fucking. The truth is, what is the crime? For real, what is the crime here? Unregistered security, right, becomes registered with the SEC or CFTC, right? Let's say that happens. So then, what does that say? It's like, okay, you're not a criminal anymore. You're registered now. But then what? You then have to pay the CFTC or the SEC the tokens just from an airdrop. You have to give them something. It's like, okay, now that you're registered, you have to give us, it's like a toll booth. Every other month, you have to give us a percentage of these governance tokens, or no, we have to have 51% governance tokens over your DAO. The government needs to have 51% control over the DAO so the government can make decisions for your DAO too. And we can sell the tokens ad nauseum, or else it's illegal or some shit. Imagine that can happen. But we're already taxed from airdrop earnings as it is. So it's like they're double dipping. It's a cash grab. This is clearly a cash grab. And these entities are hoping that we don't see them urinating in the jacuzzi water. Welcome to the Afties. There was a lot of words there. A lot of people ran out of the space. They don't want to be preached to. I get it. Hey, look, I don't want to be the one to talk about it, but shit, how else could you not see this? Why else would you not talk about it? I get it. My tone is offensive. My cadence makes your skin crawl. The pitch of my voice makes you uncomfortable, so you leave the voice channel. It's fine. DYOR. DYOR. It's more important that you DYOR now because they're clearly, the U.S. government is clearly that they see something that is a problem to them. That is not a problem to those in the space. They're already attacking ICOs from 2018, right? That's like 5-6 years ago. 5-6 years and now, 5 or 6 years ago from now, what if they're like, hey, back in 2021, 2022, you were part of this DAO, super famous DAO. Let's think of all the big ass DAOs that came out in 2020 and 2021. They're like, yeah, you were part of this DAO. What about the social tokens? Many of these DAOs were run by social tokens. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's an unregistered security. Oh yeah, this was you were what is it? What's the word? You were laundering. You were money laundering because you're a drug dealer. You're a drug dealer and you were selling this shit." What if that happens? And then someone has to explain the differences between each token. Explaining the differences between these tokens and then holding them to the Howey test, which hasn't been updated, upgraded since the 1920s. I keep saying this because it's the truth. Anyway, sorry. Welcome to the Afties, y'all. I'm your host, Show. You're probably like, what the fuck does this have to do with what we just experienced in Monaverse? It has everything to do with what we experienced. What if they say you can't go into the Monaverse or any of the verses and you can't use a VRM? It's illegal. You're not allowed to use VRMs. They're unregistered. What if they say that? What if they say that you can't use a platform within the metaverse? I use the term metaverse as both an umbrella term, right? And also as a sub-term, meaning there's more than one. It's singular and plural. The metaverse encapsulates everything. A metaverse, right? There are multiple metaverses, but at the same time, the metaverse itself consists of all these metaverses. What if they say that you can't? You have to register yourself with the U.S. government before you can click login to Monaverse. They have to know when you enter and exit. Now that I get your attention, what if you have to register with the US government every time you leave the voice channel or hop into the voice channel? Are you feeling me now? Are you fucking feeling me now? Thoughts? What if you have to tell the US government, hey, I'm about to unmute my microphone and scream and yell at this dumbass guy who always talks every week after the WIP? This guy is so dumb. He is the stupidest guy on the fucking planet, and he yells, spit flies everywhere. Janet Yellen would, like, her panties would be in a bunch if she heard how I spoke on the microphone. Gary Gensler would not stop peeing all over the place. Unmute your microphone, y'all. Unmute your. What do you think? Instead of just saying watch it, thoughts.
I love Gary. He's my homie.
Why?
Because he gets everybody's panties in a bunch.
But what's the cause? If we don't know what the regulatory cause is for making their underwear chafe and rub against their thighs uncomfortably, then what do we like? Look, it's like I'm just breathing air here in the space. Airdrops are cool. DAOs are cool. I'm like, hey, like, listen, many of us are introverts. Being social in a decentralized way, autonomously, that's some cool ass shit. So why does it make them feel uncomfortable? They're like, no, listen, you can't be an INTJ, right? You have to be an extrovert who's talkative. You need to be able to shake sweaty hands without washing your hands in the sink after you use the bathroom. Why does the U.S. government want me to be an extrovert? But then, like, they're like being aggressive about it. You mean to tell me I can't be social using social tokens? It's in the name. Some random guy named Howie in the 1900s was like, oh no, these people want to talk to each other. These people want to associate with each other. You mean to tell me that you're making money from being social, not social media? In the 1900s, he predicted Web 2. He's like, there can't be anything after Web 2. You want to vote on things together? You can't vote on anything. It's the 1900s. The Howey test is saying, listen, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's an unregistered security. That's what the fucking Howey test is. I swear, you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? Have you read that shit? It is the most vaguest shit on the planet. Meanwhile, no wonder they went to a fucking the Great Depression and a recession in the 30s. The Howey test came out a decade or two before that.
Let me ask you a question. How many sales during the bull market were just straight up North Korean money laundering, or Russian, or U.S. or wherever?
Wait, first you have to make it rhetorical, but I'll also answer this though. Like for once in my life, I'll answer this shit. No, the all North Korean activity. I won't talk about the Russians because the Russians just finally said that they're allowing cross-platform payments for Bitcoin last week, right? So that's a tactic in order to offset what's going on with the Ukraine because they were receiving donations because Putin just signed the law into conscripting any reserve soldiers in order to fight. You know, about 30,000 or something like that. I think maybe I hate spreadsheets and percentages and numbers, but I think that's what I saw. But aside from that, you're talking about North Korea. In regards to North Korea, they didn't purchase any. They didn't make any sales. What North Korea has been consistently been in the news about is their hacking ability and the Lazarus group stealing. So so it's not that they were selling. Who knows if they sold? They accrued stolen funds. So we don't know if they have a war chest because, yeah, sure, a few use Tornado Cash in order to obfuscate their activity, right? But many of the motherfuckers had dummy wallets that were created because you can create a dummy wallet with zero activity, with no kind of anything, and dump it into it. You know, the dump the funds into it. So hopefully that answered what was supposed to be your rhetorical question. My issue is that this has nothing to do with North Korea, even though they're not supposed to have internet. How the fuck do they have internet? Parts of China don't even have internet. But that's beside the point. The US government doesn't, okay, I get it. We get it. The US dollar, basically centralized banking and the US dollar are what keeps the US government in power and the military, right? That's what makes it number one. You have banks all over the world. You have banking conglomerates. That's what's known as a central bank, right? And then you have something on top of the central bank. Banking infrastructure has layers and like levers, and also some centralized banks are considered people as in entities, which is what they're accusing DAOs of saying, hey, you're not or they're saying that computer code like Tornado Cash is a person, so we can arrest the person, right, for doing activity within our jurisdiction. Hopefully I'm not turning people off. I feel like I am, but this is what's happening in your space. I mean, you're here, you go to the WIP every week, you're in this space. Unfortunately, now this shit affects you. Now you kind of got to keep one eye on what's going on, because it seems like every week the SEC is pointing out somebody from 2018, saying that their coins were a Ponzi scheme, saying that their investors were part or stakeholders expecting an investment, they're gonna say that liquidity pools are basically you expecting a profit. You have to understand the nuance and the context of people participating in liquidity pools. If this coin that accrues value on its own due to marketing activity, right? It's not a fucking stock. You have a coin or a token, right? That ebbs and flows with the bigger swings of life. In the meat space, activity. If there's inflation in the meat space, it affects the digital space. If you have this shit happening, right? There's gonna be a winner and a loser. This coin is gonna go up, it's gonna go down, and people are like, hey, you know what? I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to. But there's context and nuance. You're not an investor if you're participating in a liquidity pool. Sure, by having liquidity pool tokens, you may have governance over a DAO or a community. Sure, by having liquidity pool tokens, it may accrue in value because of an idea, a soft idea that's not hard-coded into the code of the coin or the DAO, right? May be attractive. It may have a philosophy. Or it may just be blatantly saying, hey, listen, look, we were drug dealers, right? We wanted to wash our shit. We created a social token. We put the money into this governance token. We put it into this utility token. We have liquidity. It's pegged to a bunch of stable coins. It's making $1 million, right? The possibility of that, we all know this, is lit. It's small. The amount of DAOs out here that are run by drug dealers, I can't even count it on my hand. Let's be real. Let's be real here. How many drug dealers you know have DAOs? Or how many guerrilla groups, separatist groups, these groups fighting against governments in third world countries? How do you know have DAOs and are using governance tokens or social tokens or utility tokens in order to fund their operation? The only country we know so far, well, no, we know a couple of countries that are like being funded by crypto, but the only war that we know on the books is Ukraine versus Russia. This regulation by enforcement thing is like, I thought that oh my God. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to be funny, but I feel like that we need a little dose of seriousness. I'm trying to be tongue in cheek. I'm trying to be as dumb as I normally am, but I can't be dumb because at this time it affects all of us, right? I feel like this time it kind of affects all of us. It's not even just too close. It's like they're hovering, you know? By attacking Ouki DAO, I feel like, well, I'm not speaking for Ouki DAO. I'm not a member, right? The founders, right, saying, hey, look, man, we like our community. Our community is cool. They supported us. Supporting us through sweat equity, right? Not to be confused with stake, like a stake in a fucking company and attending quarterly meetings and having a serious effect, right? Sweat equity just by saying, hey man, we love your shit. We're like, you know what? Why don't we have all of us involved? We're all equal in this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna like let's just vote and see what we can do. We can have people work, open source the fucking code of B0X. Let's open source the fucking platform. Let's get some more eyes on it. Who wants to tweak? You can tweak the tech anytime you want. Uniswap clearly is decentralized. They started using the term market making, right? Get this. The SEC attacked hydrogen. They attacked hydrogen, right? And they said that they had unregistered securities, right, given to community members, and they didn't accuse stock market people in the meat space for market making. Wait till they understand. Well, wait till they read, right? You know their assistants or their fucking interns are writing up some awesome, incredible shit. Shout out to the interns and the secretaries and the assistants, because they know shit. And then they tell the motherfuckers, hey, look, I don't think you should do this. Like my cousin, my uncle, my niece, my daughter has some, they have some social tokens. They have some utility tokens. It's this. And they're like, no. I have some people higher up than me that I need to answer to. I have journal, colonel, something with 5 stars who needs to keep beating the shit out of people in some random third world country. No, I need to answer to them in the Pentagon or some other bunker, right? No, it's this. Wait till they get to that paragraph where it describes what the fuck an automated market maker is. Wait till and they're like, oh, this is code? They're gonna fucking outlaw Uniswap. Oh, Hayden Christensen, right? Ain't that his fucking last name, Hayden Christensen? Darth Vader, right? The creator. Well, he's just the face of Uniswap. But they're gonna arrest him like they did the dude, the creator of Tornado Cash. They're gonna say that liquidity pools are illegal because it makes you part of a corporation. It's gonna make you. You're going to be a criminal for participating in liquidity pools. You think I'm lying? The Howey test, y'all. Remember, I'm telling you this. Because it kept the US dollar afloat, even though now we're in interest rate hell. But the fucking houses and apartments aren't affordable. The real estate market is not in shambles. The real estate market is just fine. But the Howey test, y'all, just remember I tell you this. If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck in the dirty ass jacuzzi, then god damn it, it's illegal. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through this edition of the Afties. It was a lot. I know many people didn't chime in, but it's all good. Don't worry. Just think about what I said, and then next week you can unmute your microphone and share what was on your mind. Yo, shout out to all the leadership, to the entire leadership team here at meme.com, all the members that keep this show going over here. Yo, shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. And last but not least, WIP fam, who stuck around in the voice channel. Hey, I'm sorry. It was a lot. It wasn't as funny. It was a little preachy. I get it. Just think about what I told you. Much love, and I'll see you later.
Much love, WIP fam. We will be ciphering down over in Token Smart in about 1.5 hours, so come on by. Peace, love, and Whipsy.